They are making a difference on 938 Live.
Sanctuary House provides guidance and advice to those who are pregnant and have nowhere else to turn. The plights of Sanctuary House's clients are hardly spotlighted, but is a topic that needs to be addressed. We find out how and why from Libby Vine. She is the PR and Communications Manager at Sanctuary House.
We provide emergency foster care and short-term foster care for children in need. So we provide emergency respite care for children aged 0 to 16, so right from newborns to pregnant teens.
And obviously the people who do come to you for help are the mothers?
That's correct. Yeah, sometimes we do have other family members that come to us as a referral, so it might be actually a grandmother or the dad that could approach us, but generally it is the mothers that do approach us. Sometimes it is a referral from hospitals or family service centers, and other times a mom has actually done a bit of research through the internet and found our website and called our hotline.
And I'm sure at Sanctuary House you guys come across cases every single day. What does the Singapore society possibly not realize about the plight of your clients?
That's a good question. I think people are unaware that there are cases that require foster care in Singapore. Generally, Singapore is such an affluent society, and people are, doing so well. And on the surface, everybody seems to be managing. But actually, there are cases where mums can't cope and families can't cope, and that's where Sanctuary House provides a distinct service.
What are some of the more common distress calls that you receive?
Most of our clients, I would say, are young and single mums, unmarried, having a tough time. A lack of family support. Sometimes these mums haven't shared with their families that they are pregnant. They want to maybe keep things secret. Perhaps, they've had a difficult time coming to terms with they are actually going to have a baby, and then reality hits them that their stomach is growing bigger. All these kinds of things, practicalities kind of hit them. Other times we have distress calls from hospitals where we might have a mum who has urgent health care needs and can't look after her children for whatever reason. Maybe dad is incarcerated or grandparents are ill. For whatever reason, we need to provide emergency or respite care.
So from the very first call that you receive from these girls, how do you go about to help them? We
have a team of social workers that work with providing resources and support, care and counseling, those types of things. So we have kind of two sides of our services. One is to help the mums and families. The other side is to actually look after the babies. So they're two distinct halves. Right. Both those sides are kept completely separate. So the foster carers and the family of origin don't have any interaction between the two of them. For the mums, we provide care and counseling, case management. We link them up with other services like mother and child care. We have teams of experts, so we refer to lactation consultants, midwives, counselors, psychologists. We have a team of doctors that help provide care for our babies. Huge range of services. So we help link moms with those services. And then the foster parents, we provide training for them, first aid courses, etc.
Now, Libby, you guys have to deal with very, very personal advice and decisions in other people's and other families' lives. What are some of the most difficult decisions your colleagues have had to make during the course of their work?
Yeah, the very tricky situations are when mums are having to face the situation where they may not actually be able to look after a child themselves, and they might have to come to terms with a very hard decision that perhaps the best option for their child is to place their baby up for adoption. That's a very, very tough one.
And how do they go about advising on those kind of situations?
Well, each situation is really very different. So this is a long process and requires really, as you said, sensitive care. So we provide information about the costs of childcare, what the kind of long-term, what the reality is actually about being a parent for the long term. It's not just the dressing a baby up in kind of cute clothes. It's really challenging being a parent. So we just try to help, especially young mums or teenage mums, to understand the responsibility and the length of time and resources required to look after a child or baby.
Libby Vine, PR and Communications Manager at Sanctuary House. You can find out more about what Sanctuary House does by going to sanctuaryhouse.com.sg. This has been They Are Making a Difference. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daphne Lim.
They Are Making a Difference on 938 Live.